What is happening, y'all? Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I want to make sure I got this thing up and going. So if you are here watching me live, first of all, it's been a minute since I've been live. I've been traveling, I've been rocking and rolling, I've been dropping some weight, I've been helping people drop some weight. And I wanted to come out with this concept because I put it up and I need you guys to definitely adopt it because it's going to help you with the current state of the economy. What's happening, Michelle Kine? Appreciate you commenting. She said you can hear me okay. Good. Long time no see. I haven't heard from you in a minute, but I'm glad you're here. Good to be on here. And at the pink hand wave, how you doing? I see you waving over there. So, folks, if you're just coming in here, appreciate if you watch this or you happen to catch this later, then that's cool. If you're here live, let me know where you're from. And again, let me give you definitely a shout out. And before I begin, I need to shout out a few people. So I need to shout out all my supreme beings. Lori J, again, 4-month supreme being, appreciate you. And my guy Breezy Gibson, 5-month supreme being, appreciate you. And Jessica Hill, appreciate you, supreme being as well. And Mr. Eddie Paul as well too, and Adelia Thomas. You guys will probably pop up on screen here in a minute. So again, shout out to all my supreme beings. Appreciate you guys. So I'm going to dive into a concept. And again, shout out to Michelle Kine, who is from Dallas. So I'm going to dive into a concept, and most of you are going to look at me like I'm crazy when I say this, but that's okay because I want to be crazy because I don't want to be average or normal because average or normal is the highest degree of poor. So I want you to really just listen to kind of this concept. And it's a concept that I've lived my entire life. And I found a platform that actually helps me to execute this. Now, everything that you have been taught about budgeting and personal finance, I want you to kind of take what you've been taught and just put it out your head for now. And the reason why I'm saying that is because what's being taught is not working because there's a lot of people in debt. I want you to think about something. What are you taught about your personal finance? You're taught that you should budget for your expenses. How stupid does that sound? Because here's the thing that we don't realize. Your expenses don't stay the same. You know why people are in debt? Because the average person has seen their expenses rise by an extra $600 a month within the last year. So if your income is not rising and your expenses is rising, what happens? Well, you have a little bit of income that you can actually use for expenses, right? And what happens if your expenses rises higher than your income? Well, you're in trouble. You are in debt. So what I want to do is I've been holding this concept deep to my chest. I have not taught it. I actually just released it on my YouTube channel. A lot of people haven't noticed it because I didn't really tag it really well. I didn't do all the SEO. I just kind of put it up there. But I put a concept on my YouTube channel. It's the first time I've ever taught it. And let me tell you something. I'm going to kind of do a little summary of it. But if every person in America execute this concept, nobody will be in debt and nobody will have expenses. What? Yeah, let me repeat that. If you execute this concept, you will never be in debt. You will always, always, always have more income than your debt. Why does that work? Why is it working? Because we're going to take your expenses, okay? I'm going to show you how to turn your expenses into profit. Let me repeat that for some of you guys and understand it. I'm going to show you how to turn your expenses into profit. Now, this was explained in my YouTube video on my channel, the one that I put out, and some of you may have watched it, but I'm going to go into deep concept about this. And I actually use this strategy called profit lifestyle efficiency, which I've been using for the past, 10 years. And because I've been doing that, and the people who have actually been following me, and I got my neighbors and stuff that have been doing that, people that have been doing this or people that have been following me doing this has actually seen their household income explode and seen their household expenses either eliminated or reduced or not even existing. So let me explain the concept. So You guys got an open mind. So is everybody with me so far? Make sure people are with me. So if you can execute this concept, I do have a platform that I execute this concept on, but you can execute this concept pretty easily. And again, I've attached the video to this video. So if you are watching on Facebook, but the link below, the link above is a full explanation of this concept. If you're watching on YouTube, the link below is a full explanation of this concept. So this concept is really, really amazing. I don't really teach it because it's kind of like a family secret or something that I kind of keep close to my chest. But I realized that I should teach it because if your kids execute this now, then your kids are going to be extremely well off financially. If you execute this, you'll be extremely well off financially. Because what I'm realizing is debt is a curse. Like we pass debt on, right? So how we pass debt on to our family is the fact that it's a mentality of debt. So I want to erase what's in your brain and I want to teach you this mentality. So let me go on over to my little whiteboard here. I'm going to do a little teaching here on this whiteboard. And so hopefully you guys can see everything okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into traditional what we're taught. So here's what we're taught. We're taught that we get our income that comes in, and then we're taught to go out and we're taught to pay our expenses, right? And you have different expenses. You have, anything that you do is a different expense. So you have groceries, that's an expense. You have gas that you put in your car, that's an expense. You have a lot of different expenses, right? So this is what you're taught to do. All of these are your expenses. We're going to put E for expenses or EX, right? You have your income and you have all of these freaking expenses. Now, your income may be enough to sustain a lot of your expenses, but what happens when your expenses go up? What happens if your expenses are more than your income? Then you're in trouble. I think this model that's being taught is just very destructive. You can't survive off of it. It's stupid and it just doesn't work. And that's the reason why people are so behind. The reason why I have so much income, my income is, I'm going to tell you, my expenses compared to my income are pretty much, my expenses is only 2% of my income. Let me repeat that. My expenses is only 2% of my income. I got 98% of my income free. Many people, you may want to learn that, you may not. I'm going to teach you how I did that. It takes time, but you can do it as well. 98% of my income is free. The average person has probably 60% of their income going to expenses and 40% free. Some are worse than that. Some have 80% going to expenses and 20% free. I'm going to show you how to get that number down. So watch this concept. And again, I'm not going to go into detail in this video, but what I am going to do is I'm going to direct you to the full video that I did go into detail. So I'm going to show you how to turn your expenses into income. So this model right here is not a good model, right? That's the model you've been taught. Oh, forget that. All right, we don't need to go into this model. Here's the model that I use. I'm going to give it a name, which I've been using for a long time. I'm going to share this with you. It's called PLE. What does that stand for? It stands for Profit Lifestyle Efficiency. Now, I'm going to give you the 3 principles on this, and then I'm going to kind of show you some ways you can use this. I'm going to give examples of how I use it to get my expenses so low. So here we go. Principle number 1 is this. Deduct what you consume. / reimbursement. So when you're spending money out here, when you're out here spending money, a lot of your money that you spend, you don't get reimbursed. You don't get it back. You know why? because you're moving like an average person in the tax system. I teach you how to move like the richest 1% so that you can get almost 80 to 90% of your expenditures or what you pay out get sent back to you. That's rule number one. That's principle number one. Deduct what you consume or get reimbursement for what you consume. Number two, profit from what you consume. So profit lifestyle efficiency. This is how you become a person who has an abundance of income and very little expenses. So deduct what you can consume or get reimbursement for it, or profit from what you consume. Again, I have an executional video on my YouTube channel. And last but not least, last principle is invest in passive income opportunities. So, what if you had a platform that you can take your extra money and invest it, and your money created hands-free passive income, almost like retirement income? So, I'm gonna literally kind of leave these principles up here. So that's the three principles. And this is really the new model, because let me show you why this works. So we remember this. So principle number one is deduct what you consume or get reimbursed for it. Principle number two is profit from what you consume. Principle number three is invest in passive income opportunities. So let me show you how this plays out. I'm going to just kind of give you my example. I can give you a few other people's examples who are around me who adopted this, but let me just kind of show you how this literally plays out in finances. I'm going to give you some cool concepts. Okay. So if you drive a car, pay close attention, because this is something that you definitely want to pay attention to. So if you have a car, you have a couple of expenses. Number one, you're going to have a monthly fuel expense. And that's going to be monthly, right? You're also going to have car maintenance. That's going to be every so often. Now, they said the average person spends in gas $200 a month. So if you drive a car and it requires fuel, you're spending on average about $200 a month if you have a certain amount of miles that you drive, right? So right now, $200 a month, you're spending $2,400 a year in gas. Now, whether you watch this video or not, that is an expense that you have to pay. Let me show you what I have done with my fuel expense. So while you're paying this is what you're paying. You're paying that every month for gas, because you got to drive, right? What, you going to put water in your car? So you're paying that every month for gas. Let me show you how I flipped that. So for one car that is accurate, I used to pay $200 a month in gas for one car. So here's the thing. I still put fuel in my car. Okay. I still put fuel in my car, still do it. But here's the difference. With what I'm doing, I have to put gas in my car too. But instead of me having to pay $200, I actually make close to $1,700 a month in profit from gas, from just putting gas in my car. So while you're paying $200 a month, right, I turn my $200 a month gas expense into $1,700 a month in profit. So every month while you're paying, I'm accumulating $1,700 a month just to drive my car. So yeah, I still get gas, but the gas is actually a profit for me. I am making $1,700 per month from gas, from fuel. driving my car. Let me repeat that. I don't think you guys are getting this. I'm making $1,700 a month driving my car when the average person is paying $200 a month in fuel costs. How am I doing that? It's because I executed profit lifestyle efficiency. And it's a platform that I use to do that. And so that's one thing, right? So I've eliminated my $200 a month bill while people still got to drive and they still got to pay. I've eliminated that. So imagine if your gas expense, because the average person pays $200 a month in gas. Imagine if you followed what I showed you, where you still put gas in your car, but you got a $1,700 a month deposit in your bank account. That's profit lifestyle efficiency. Remember, principle number one is what? Profit from what you consume. People not being taught this. So let me go a little deeper. I just talked about gas, that's a car expense. So gas is expense for you guys. It's not an expense for me. It's actually a deductible thing, and it's actually a profitable thing. So let's go into something else. I mean, what do you guys buy every month? It's certain things that you buy every month that qualify for this process. So I'm going to take another thing. Another thing that most people buy coffee, or they get coffee every month, right? The average person spends about $92. Average coffee drinker spends about $92 a month in coffee. Okay. They got to have their coffee. It's non-negotiable. They need it. They can't get through the day without it. They spend $92 a month on coffee, and their coffee isn't helping them lose weight, right? It isn't really offering any vast nutritional value other than just giving them some shock to the brain. All right. Watch this. I am a coffee drinker, and my coffee helps me to lose weight, and my coffee brings me about, it doesn't cost me, but I make $300 a month drinking my coffee. I still get my coffee supplied to me, but I'm getting paid a deposit of $300 a month drinking my coffee. What? So how am I flipping what most people have as far as expenses into profit? Well, that's why I want to direct your attention. I have an entire video that explains this concept, that walks you through on how to do this. Many of you, when you start off, what you want to do basically is you need to stop buying things that will not allow you to profit from, right? You buy so many things that you use every day. And what I'm trying to show you is the hardest thing for people to do is to change a consistent behavior, because when you do something over and over again, it doesn't just become a behavior, it becomes a habit. It becomes a part of your daily makeup, right? You got to drive, your behavior is to go get gas. You got to drink coffee, your behavior is to go get coffee. And then I'll tell you one other thing that you do, all right? Somebody tell me how much Amazon made, or how much Walmart made. I can tell you right now. Walmart made over $175 billion last year. Okay. That's what they made. Now, some people go to Walmart and they get their coffee, right? They go to Walmart to get their coffee. They might buy it for their home. Now, when you do that, does Walmart reimburse you for your coffee? No. Does Walmart send you any money for your coffee? No. Even if, and a lot of you have done this, a lot of you that are coffee drinkers, you told other people to go to Walmart because they had a discount on coffee. And what happened? They ran to Walmart, they bought coffee, and even though Walmart made over $100 billion, you didn't get any money. And you still got to pay for your $92 a month for coffee. Well, keep the same behavior, but change the platform. The platform I use when I purchase coffee, people say, hey, I want to get that weight loss coffee because my coffee actually helps me lose weight. I lost 50 pounds in 26 days, and that coffee was part of my regimen. And people have asked me about the coffee. Because they asked me about the coffee, they want to lose weight. And so what happened is, number one, I've shown people how to, even if they have the coffee as an expense for now, I've shown them how to eliminate it as an expense and get it reimbursed back to them. So every month they buy coffee, if they're not going to spend $92, they're going to spend $67. But I showed them how to get that $67 reimbursed back to them every single month at the end of the year. And then I showed them how to flip that into a profit. Find other neighbors that have coffee, find people that want to turn their expenses into profit. And instead of them buying a coffee from Walmart, they buy it from a platform that allows you to get paid when people buy coffee. Now, if you eliminate your coffee expense of $92 and you're making $300 a month for coffee, what have you done to that $92 expense? Does it exist? It doesn't. Now you're drinking coffee and you got $300 coming into your household. So you got about $200 of profit coming into your household and you're still buying coffee. But again, it's called profit lifestyle efficiency. So if you take this and you start applying it through things in your life, and literally I found over 150 ways to apply this to my life. And this is why my debt is so low. This is why my expenses are so low and my profit is extremely high. And so, people wonder like, hey man, like, and I'm not a person that flashes a lot on social media, but trust me, I mean, we buy cars like most people buy cheeseburgers and the luxury cars too, because we have figured out a way to use the tax system to our advantage. And we figured out a way to profit from our expenses. And so if you want to see that in detail, I have put a link to that video. All you have to do literally is, if you're on Facebook, click above. There's a link to the video. It shows you exactly how to turn your expenses into profit. If you're on YouTube, I've relinked the video below. It shows you exactly how to turn your expenses into profit. So watch that video. Let me know if you have any questions. You will definitely thank me later. But this is a concept that I believe that if people execute it, I believe that you guys can literally reduce your expenses to an extremely low amount, and you can actually eliminate your debt. Honestly, this is why debt is built up in America. And last but not least, to go with that, a hands-free passive income platform. Like, you don't have to do any work. It's a hands-free passive income platform. You invest what you're saving, because again, you're not taking your own money. You're investing what you're saving into a platform that's going to, give you a huge return on your money. And a lot of people want passive income. And so literally you can live a life that's very comfortable. You don't have to live a life where you're struggling, where you don't know where your next paycheck is going to come from. Or some of you guys that are watching me, you might be one car accident from bankruptcy, or one blown tire, or one transmission, or one oil light. And so by executing this concept and being consistent with it over time, you will start to see your expenses dwindle away and you will start to see profit. Now, people talk about budgeting this and budgeting that. Let me tell you something. In order to budget, you need to count your money, right? And I got a saying: if you can count your money, you ain't making enough. Let me repeat: if you can count your money, you ain't making enough. So you need to learn how to turn your expenses into profit. You execute this, and literally, I can tell you right now, I've turned probably $3,000 of expenses into $10,000 of profit. So I don't have a $3,000 expense. I have a $10,000 profit from that. And then at the end of the year, when taxes are due, you're going to be taxed like the richest 1%. Very easy. So this is a basic concept. 25 minutes kind of explain it to you. But what I want you to do is click on the link, watch my full video. It's on my YouTube channel. You can check it out. There is a link that shows you the video. And then if you're interested in executing this, then let me know. If not, then, you can't say that I didn't show you how to flip your expenses into income, because I'm going to be showing a lot of people, and I'm actually going to be traveling speaking about this. And the concept was so well adopted by a group of people that they've asked me to do a webinar to teach it, because they believe it does have the power to get people out of debt and to regulate a lot of unnecessary expenses and to get people in profit. Wouldn't it be cool if expenses were only 3% of your income? What would you do with 97% of your extra income that you have left over? That's why you want to be able to turn your expenses into profit. I just kind of walk you through the process. So with that said, folks, hopefully you got something out of this video. Michelle, I appreciate you commenting. You are awesome. Good to see you on here. I know I've been out for a minute, but I appreciate you on here. Appreciate you watching. So folks, with that said, thank you guys for your time. Enjoy your Thursday. I'll be back on here probably after I get through with some stuff because I got a whole lot of things to share with you guys. I'm going to try to stay consistent with the live so I can make sure that I am giving you guys a lot of value, making sure I'm helping you guys and giving you guys the best possible scenarios in either case. Also, if you're interested, I lost 50 pounds in 26 days, and I have a plan for that. So we have another group where we're helping people get healthy. So my goal literally this year is to help as many people. I'm going to say probably, I'm going to round it off. I believe I can possibly help 1,000 families get a little healthier and get a little wealthier by just simple concepts. Even with being able to lose weight, I can show you how you can actually get a tax deductible weight loss strategy. And I can show you how to get a weight loss strategy that not only helps you lose weight, but also puts money in your bank account. So again, we want to try to be very intentional and we want to try to be very efficient. That's why this process is called profit lifestyle efficiency, because when you're efficient, that means you're making the most of what you have. And a lot of people don't make the most of what we have. We always think one-sided. We think about what can I buy? What can I buy? What can I buy? I'm not thinking like that. I'm thinking, what can I buy that I can profit from? What can I buy that I can profit from? So that's the big difference. What can I buy that I can profit from? That's how we think. What can I buy that I can actually get reimbursed for? You know, so I've taken this concept so literal that literally it's 95% of the things that I do, I'm getting an income from. So you're gonna always see, I'm gonna always see myself in a favorable financial situation. And I figure, why am I sitting on this information and I'm teaching my son the same thing? And so, you know, hopefully I can kind of develop some students and some proteges from this. I think once I do that, you guys can help your community, you can help people around you, and you guys can help get people out of debt. You can actually help people eliminate debt. You can actually help people eliminate their expenses and turn them into profit. So again, I'm looking for some proteges that really want to take this concept and and go out and show the world with it. And by showing the world this concept, I mean, you're just going to eliminate more and more debt and increase your finances more and more and more. So thank you for watching, folks. Appreciate you. Have a great day. And click that link below to see the full video. Have a great day.